Hey traders, welcome back. I'm back from my hiatus. I took some time away from the chart just to reset. Every now and then, that's what we need to do when we feel a little tired of the market, when we feel a little burnt out. But now that I'm back, I'm ready to get back into it with my normal trading analysis. Now, before we get into the market outlook, I took some time off and I was thinking that I do want to put out some members only content. So one of the first ideas I have is that, there are so many different ICT concepts. It could be really confusing trying to dig through all of it. Now, I've come up with some of the most important concepts, at least to me, the things that helped me out the most. And I want to go ahead and put it out. It might as well be a course in and of itself, but I will have it as members only. And in order for me to do that, I need to reach 1,000 subs. So I am going to be asking you guys for some help. Help me out by getting me to 1,000 subs. And in return, I will put out this members only content for free for the first couple of weeks, or maybe just the first week that it comes out. That way it gives you enough time to just go ahead and download it and have the content forever for free, as a thank you for helping me to get to 1,000 subs. Anyways, that is going to be the announcement. My goal is to get to 1,000 subs as soon as possible, and then I'm going to be creating these members only content, the first of which will be the most important ICT concepts to learn. Anyways, that's it. Let's go ahead and get into the analysis. Okay, so jumping into the charts, this is the weekly chart for S&P. Now, we are getting towards the end of the year. There's only 1 month left, and as such, things may cool down and not do too much, although we may get a Santa rally. But looking at the weekly chart here, you can see that the past couple of weeks, once price went down below this low right here, took out the sell side liquidity, and in the next week, we pretty much just rallied all the way up. If you look left, back here, we have a volume balance here and here as well, making this entire thing a suspension block on the weekly chart. And we've closed very close to the high of it. So with the combination of this sell side liquidity sweep and us closing at the premium portion of the weekly suspension block, I'm led to believe that we could be going for buy side liquidity. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this out. I'm looking for this to be the next target that we go for. All right, dropping down to a daily chart, you can see here's where we had that sell side liquidity sweep. And then every single day after that, we've had green candles. So taking a projection from this low to this high and projecting up, this is the all-time high that I'm looking for price to get to. Although we do also have this high right here. This could be a nice place to take some partials, or right here at the new all-time high. But doing the projection, we have a negative 0.75 projection here that we could also take partials, and of course we have the -1. This is kind of like where I'm thinking the best case scenario would be if price is going to be bullish. Now, another little evidence here, I didn't mark it out, but we had this pretty big SIBI here. This is the fair value gap to the downside, a bearish fair value gap, and you can see that we've closed above it already. So that's another sign that leads me to believe that we could be bullish. My only concern is that we have this fair value gap here, this fair value gap here, and all the way down here, we have a volume imbalance. So any one of these discount rays could be retraced back into. I don't really want to see us go back into this volume imbalance before we take out the new all-time high or the old all-time highs. We could come back into this fair value gap. This is still good because it is in the upper half of this suspension block on the weekly chart. I don't really want to see price close in this fair value gap, although it could tap into it with a wick on the daily. So we'll just have to see. But once we see some kind of bullish sign, I want to aim for this high, and of course, these projection targets. Now moving on to Nasdaq, this is the weekly chart. And kind of a similar story. We have the last 2 weeks. Once we took out this sell side liquidity and going back into this balanced price range, we rallied up the next week up into this volume imbalance. So because of us taking a sweep of the sell side, I'm going to be looking for price to reach for all-time highs. My only concern is that we are coming close to this old volume imbalance. The question is going to be, do we use this volume imbalance and we're going to be retracing this week? So this week is going to be a bearish week, or are we going to close above this volume imbalance, leading us to look for new all-time highs? So be a little bit careful this week, but I'm going to side on the bullish side. However, be aware that we could have some retracement this week. All right, so dropping down to a daily chart, you can see the sweep of the sell side liquidity here, and every single day has been a green candle. If you look back to the left, we do have this civvy here. I guess I could go ahead and mark this out for you guys to make it a little bit clearer. And you can see that we've closed above this fair value gap, or close to the high of it, and we've reached very close to the low of this volume balance. So we could get a retracement going back to rebalance some of this inefficiency, especially here, or maybe even 50% of this wick. The other thing we could do is we could go up, and I do see this old daily fair value gap here. So I would be very keen to take off a big portion of my position if I was bullish. I don't have any position on at the moment. But right, if we take out this high and go into this old daily fair value gap, I would really like to take off a partial, because once we take out this buy side, we could have some retracement going back into this volume balance, or coming back into this daily fair value gap to use as inversion, or even reach for some of these old inefficiencies that I was talking about. But if we close above this fair value gap here, then I will feel pretty confident that we're going to be reaching for all-time highs. And of course, we could go ahead and do a projection just to see how much further up above all-time highs can we expect. And pulling this down here, we have a -1 standard deviation here at 26,715.5. This is where I could expect price to go to if we take out the old all-time high. So that'll do it for this market analysis for the week of November 30th. Now, be careful, because we are going into the last month of the year, so we tend not to do too much. And also, I forgot to mention that it is going to be the first week of December, so that is also going to be a little bit iffy with non-farm payroll. So definitely be cautious, be careful out there this week, guys, because like I said in the analysis, we could be going for new all-time highs, but at the same time, we could be looking for some retracement, which may be a bearish week. It's kind of 50-50. I'm leaning towards the bullish side, but definitely be careful, because, well, market can be unpredictable, especially during non-farm payroll. Anyways, please like this video, subscribe, try and get me over 1,000 subs so I can get those member only content out for you guys. And until I see you guys next time, safe trading.